When I get free, mother effers better watch their ass. Soon as I get released, I'ma clock some cash. Did some time locked down, but I'm back on the street. There'll be trouble when they see me. Them itches are foul. Take a look at the evening news. You see a brother getting cuffed by the boys in blue. Is it a frame up trying to keep me out the game? Stuck. These mother trying to dirty up my name, but I'm slipping quick as the wind. It's me and them. Gervonta Tank Davis. When I get free, mother effers better watch their ass. Soon as I get released, I'ma clock some cat. Gervonta Tank Davis. He got some good, great, and exciting news. It is now official. His ankle monitor has been removed. This is great. Gervonta Davis posted on his social media this picture. And he put the yawn with the eyes, the wide eyes, fire, smoke. And you know what comes after the fire is smoke. Gervonta Davis posted this a few hours ago, and he's showing his ankles. And it's free of any kind of ankle monitors. As you guys know, Gervonta Davis had some legal issues that he had to attend to. He had to spend maybe 2 months in jail as a result. And now it looks like that is a thing of the past, because there's recent videos of Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis had an ankle monitor on, right? He had an ankle monitor on and he was training. Now it looks like he's able to train without his ankle monitor, and hopefully that means he's able to travel as well and go where he wants, because I know that Gervonta Davis had some issues moving around, you know, being a celebrity. They're like, you got to understand, and I don't think a lot of people understand this when it comes to being a boxer. One of the worst things, like, some people, when they look at a hometown fight, some people look at it as like, oh, you got the home crowd advantage, things of that sort. This is of benefit to you. And I guess it can be. This is Gervonta Davis. You see no monitor on his ankle. So I guess it can be of benefit to you to train at home. But that's not a guarantee, because some fighters have hometown hijinks, as I like to call it. For example, one that comes to mind recently is Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis, he had a fight. He's from New Orleans. Etouffee, baby. I said, I'm from Apple and Eagle Street, water. I tried to tell the little boy that water and money is an army, better yet the Navy. So if you ever try to play me, then it ain't no gravy, right? He from the know. He from the NO. And he had a fight with that Zorilla dude right before the Devin Haney fight. He didn't look good in that fight, and he got dropped in that fight. So there's really no unknown name, unknown commodity in Zorilla. He had just looked very good versus Jose Zepeda and became a WBC champion. So you had a champion fighting at home off of a good performance up to that moment versus Zorilla. And he got dropped, and I thought he lost the fight, to be honest. And this was all at home. So it takes a special fighter that's tapped in to be able to fight at home, because at home, there's a lot of distractions, and any fighter can tell you that. Because when you fight at home, there's other extra distractions, like people you went to school with, people you used to work with, people from the block. They're all ringing your number and trying to come to your gym while you're training, asking for free tickets. Because when you're a Gervonta Davis or somebody who's made it, you know, these celebrity types, then everybody's looking for a handout just because they know you. You know, oh, Gervonta, I want to go to your fight. So if he were fighting in Baltimore, or if he's training in Baltimore exclusively, sometimes it becomes hard to prepare for your upcoming fight, because at the end of the day, you have to stay locked in and stay focused. And with distractions, sometimes that can be hard. So I'm happy that Gervonta Davis has seemingly gotten this all cleared up. because I know it was definitely a point of contention, because Gervonta Davis literally was on Twitter and he would post these tweets really out of frustration because he felt that the judge wasn't working with him. The judge was like almost targeting him or had something against him when it came to his court case and how it was handled altogether. So with his ankle monitor being removed, it just brings us one step closer. There are a lot of people who believed that with Premier Boxing Champions, with PBC doing this brand new deal with Amazon Prime, a lot of people speculated, because PBC requested a hold on certain dates in Las Vegas particularly, but they had these date blocks on hold. March 30th was one of those dates. There were a lot of people who insinuated, a lot of people who speculated that the opening PBC show would be Gervonta Davis. Now, we now know that's not the truth. March 30th, Rolly, a former Gervonta Davis opponent, and another former Gervonta Davis opponent, Issa Pitbull Cruz, they're on the co-main. The main event is Keith Thurman moving up to fight at a catchweight versus Tim Tszyu of Australia. So that is the very first PBC Amazon Prime collaboration. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Ego's back with a brand new invention. So that's the first fight to christen the new relationship. A lot of people thought it was going to be Tank. It's not Tank, but this does give me, and maybe the Tank fight didn't happen because he had to get through some of these things, like the training, because you don't send a cash cow face of boxing. Man, look at that boy. That boy fast. You don't send a fighter like Tank into any type of big. All of his fights are big. All of his fights are lucrative. All of his fights are attractions and things like that. So at the end of the day, you don't send a Tank into a fight if his personal life is not situated. Gervonta Davis said at the end of last year that he had already fought twice, Hector Luis Garcia in January, and then in the summer he fought Ryan Garcia, which set numbers. It did over 1 million for that particular fight. And I remember Gervonta Davis said he was taking the rest of the year off to situate his personal life. He had some legal issues and things like that, so he said he wasn't coming back. But now it's looking like the time is near for the return of the king, Gervonta Tank Davis, the face of boxing. And what better way than to have things going your way, get rid of this, this hardware, this ankle monitor, be able to move through the city a bit more freely instead of being under the watchful eye, and do what you do best, which is box, put on big events, and that's what Gervonta Davis is about. Family and boxing. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to hear who he's going to fight next. There's a lot of people talking. Devin Haney is fighting against Ryan Garcia. I've seen a lot of people who, it's so funny. We're getting to a space of boxing where a fight like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia gets announced, and people are still rather talk about Devin Haney and Tank Davis. So to me, that just shows me the level of star that Gervonta Davis is, aka Abdul Wahid, aka the face of boxing. If you have an announced fight with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, granted they haven't done a press conference, but they've both sides have already started promoting the fight. Ryan Garcia pulled up on Devin Haney, tried to choke him and push him, and then Devin tried to, lunge at him. This was on Super Bowl weekend. They have flyers for the fight. Ryan is saying that Bill Haney's a pimp. Devin is saying that Ryan is, off that nose candy, stuff like that. So the promotion has already started, and yet and still you see Facebook pages, YouTube content creators, you see people on Instagram, they're still talking about Tank. And at this point, You have a fight right in front of you, which is Gervonta Davis, and to be announced, we don't know. But the fight that is announced is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. So for me, this all proves what I've been saying, that Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing, because his name is, people are engagement farming using his name. I can make a video about Tank and his ankle monitor being removed, and y'all are going to click on it, right? Clearly the face of boxing, because small details, there are a lot of fighters have like little, oh, so-and-so got a haircut. If Gervonta Davis does an interview, if Gervonta Davis gets his hair braided, if Gervonta gets his ankle monitor cut off, people want to know what's going on. When Gervonta Davis bought his block, when the block the next day, it looked like somebody set a fire to it and set it ablaze. All these things were noteworthy. So that shows you the pull that Gervonta Davis has and the grasp that he has. He's ruling the boxing game with an iron fist. You even hear people like Bryce Hall, and he was dissing Ryan Garcia, and then he said Ryan Garcia is broke. Ryan Garcia has a gambling addiction, and that's why he's taking the fights. And he mentioned Gervonta Davis. So everybody knows the Gervonta Davis brand and name, and it's only going to get bigger. I'm not saying I'm happy he went to jail and I'm happy he went through that, but I do believe as a man, going through those things make you stronger. It definitely makes you stronger, because at the end of the day, you survived it. So I think this will only make Gervonta Davis, just going through real ish in your life, will not get free. Mother effers better watch they, yeah. You know, when you go through those little trials and tribulations, you go through the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys. That's what makes you a man. So having these experiences, I think, only will strengthen Gervonta Davis as a fighter as well, because a lot of people, they only talk about the in the ring, but boxing is like 80-90% mental. Oh, that's dope. He got the Eminem shirt. Boxing is a highly mental game. So you have to strengthen the core of who you are. You have to be solid all the way around. You have to be able to get through hurdles and obstacles. When life throws you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And Gervonta Davis, he comes from a rough background, foster care, and, you know, Baltimore, which is definitely with the ish, you know, in terms of cities. And he's persevered through all these things, the peaks, the valleys, the ups and downs, and he's still here and he's still the top of his craft. And I'm going to keep saying this. The other thing I'm liking is there's a lot of people in boxing, right? If it's negative, they're all over it. Like, remember when Gervonta Davis, his face was looking full? Like, Gervonta Davis, his face looked puffier in his offseason. Old media was all over that. Like, oh, look at Gervonta Davis. He's the next Adrian Broner. He don't manage his weight. Wompty. Gervonta has been keeping his weight down. Every recent video, every recent picture that I'm seeing, he's managing his weight. And those same people that condemned him are not now giving him props. I seem to be the only one giving Gervonta Davis props for keeping his weight down, right? Which is hard, especially when you're making the type of money that he's making. We've seen it time and time again from fighters. We heard the legendary quote, "It's hard to wake up at 4 a.m., 6 a.m., run 8-9 miles in silk pajamas." That's exactly what he's doing. But again, the engagement farmers, the leeches of boxing that want to clickbait you, they're only talking about Gervonta Davis' worst moments. Like when he gets the ankle monitor put on, or, oh, there's a hit and run, or his girl, look at this thing with his girl on TMZ, or his mugshot comes out. That's the stuff regarding Tank Davis that they want to talk about. But when his weight is on point, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to give him props. When he does successful pay-per-view numbers and he's the face of boxing, they don't want to talk about the good. So F him. That's what I think. You guys can believe me, don't believe me. It don't matter, but F him.